Happy Wednesday already it is. Man alive, it has been quite the week already over here. I apologize in advance. I want to call out the elephant in the room that normally I go live Monday through Thursday between 8:15 and 8:45 Central. And number one, this is my first live this week. And number two, it is not 8:15, it's now 9:15. But I choose to come in here when I can. Pregnancy's been real fun for me. And it's concert week. And so I apologize for my inconsistency, and I will do my best to pop in here this week and next week when I'm able, but it won't be my normal consistent. I'm just going to let you know in advance now that we're here already. So welcome. If you are new around here, my name is Andrea Orem, and I cannot wait to talk about this topic with you. How to conquer concert week without caffeine. Partly because A, I don't drink caffeine, and B, it's not wonderful for you. So if you're like needing to learn about why caffeine isn't great for you, there's tons of resources out there. You can go Google it. I'm not going to bore you with that stuff. I'm going to share with you what I do instead to keep my energy up, because it's hard sometimes, right? And you're running around, you're not getting the normal sleep that you're maybe used to. So I understand. So I'm going to share with you a couple tips that I have for you, things that I do to conquer concert week, not just survive, not just get by, but to thrive during concert week. All right. I had one concert last night, and I have 4 more between now and next Thursday. So it's going to be a wild ride, a adventure, if you will. And let's get talking about it. Okay. My first tip for you is if you're used to drinking a lot of caffeine, now is not the time to suddenly just drop it all. So if you're like really wanting to get rid of caffeine from your diet, from your lifestyle, concert week is not the best time to actually make that change. But I want to share with you these tips because this can be a goal for you if you are someone who drinks a lot of caffeine. You can limit it. You can definitely limit it, but I wouldn't try and eliminate it during a concert week, okay? Just pick a time that's a little bit less crazy, a little less wild to actually eliminate and to focus on that, because there are challenges that come with letting go of caffeine. And I'm not going to say it's easy, because I know lots of people who have struggled with it. I personally have never had like the urge for caffeine, and because I didn't ever drink it a lot, because I'm so sensitive. I'm a highly sensitive person. Caffeine is really hard on my body. And I actually have a lot of negative reactions and responses to it myself. So I've never really gotten into caffeine, but so many people are shocked that I'm not all over coffee or all over, caffeinated drinks and stuff like teas and pop and stuff like that. So let me share with you what I do, because it's kind of fun. And these are things you can drink. So they are things you can substitute for the caffeinated beverages in your life already. All right. My first one is kombucha. If you've never heard of kombucha, it's pronounced a couple different ways. This label on this bottle is a brand I used to drink before I made my own. So I used to drink the GTS brand. They have so many different flavors. And they have big bottles if you want to get the big bottle instead of the smaller bottles. You can also buy them in packages. I put a link in the description of this video of where you can buy them if you're like, oh, I want to try that. This brand in particular doesn't taste as fermented or as vinegary as some of the other brands. So it is an acquired taste. Don't drink a whole bottle all at once if you're brand new to it. Introduce yourself slowly, because that's the best way to do it. So that's what I recommend. I recommend drinking like a quarter of a glass if you're brand new to it, or even just like a little tiny shot glass size, like an ounce or 2, your first time trying it. All right. Just so your body can get used to it, because it has living enzymes, living organisms in it, which is not something to be afraid of. In fact, our gut biome, our body really needs that. And so it's actually really good for you. All right. But because of that, if your body's not used to that, your body can respond more negatively if you do too much all at once. So start slow, but it's so good. If you're like, that's expensive, Andrea, how do you do that? Well, I make my own from home and I love it. I personally think it's way better than any of the store-bought ones. In fact, this one, if I were to buy it from the store, because this is just a reused bottle, the stuff inside here is my homemade kombucha. And I actually can't remember what's in this right now because I made it quite a while ago, so I can't remember what flavor I made. It tastes good, whatever it is. I just can't remember exactly what I put in it. Something fruity. I know that. But it might be a mix of fruits. So, I personally think all of the store-bought ones taste very over-fermented or overdone compared to my home brewed kombucha. And you can choose to make your kombucha caffeinated. You don't have to. That's one of the things that people are, it's lesser known that, oh, hey, you actually don't have to use caffeine in it, even though some people think you do. So that's kind of a cool fun fact for you. And making it from home, it costs pennies in comparison to buying it yourself. You can customize whether it is carbonated or not, which I don't do super great with the carbonation. My husband doesn't either. And the ones that you buy in the store are carbonated. So there's lots of different options for that. I made a course on how to homebrew your own kombucha because I learned the process. I learned some trial and error along the way. I also have some recipes that are some of my favorites included in that course, and all of the ingredients you would need, step-by-step videos that walk you through it, all that kind of stuff. So that's in the Homebrewing Kombucha Made Easy course. You can check out that in the link in the description of this video. So that's super fun. Go check that out. But you'll pay for like, I don't know, a week's worth of kombucha by just buying the course and making it, and then you'll be able to make it all yourself. So like, it's so worth it. And if you are in the new and freelance music teacher community, that is a group where I share and I teach music teachers how to move to a self-employed route. I teach a lot about classroom management, all sorts of kind of stuff in there. But I put a discount code in there for people who are new to the group for the next 24 hours. So if you are like, ooh, I'm interested in that course, you can go join the group. You'll be new to the group, so then you would be able to access that discount code. All right, so that's my gift to you if you are interested in that course. Then my other thing, if you're like, I don't know if that's really for me, not so sure I'm going to like that, I also daily make a red drink. I call it my red drink. And it includes 2 to 4 ounces of Ningxia Red, which is a powerhouse. It's an antioxidant wolfberry puree. So it's not a juice, it's a puree because it has the whole berry in it. And it is so good for us, so energizing, but not caffeine. And so it's really, really good. I usually mix it with a powder called sulfurzyme, which is something kind of unrelated, but I use that for joint support because I used to deal with jaw issues. And so you don't have to add that powder in there. But that's what I do. And I drink that along with 6 to 8 ounces of water every single day, every single morning. And that totally keeps me going. In fact, we ran out 2-3 weeks ago. We ran out of Ningxia Red for a very short amount of time because our next order was coming in the mail. By the way, if you want to try ordering some of your own, there's a link in the description of this video. You can check that out. But anyway, so we ran out of my order and I was like, oh no. But anyway, I went 5 days without Ningxia Red. And yes, I'm pregnant, so that makes a difference. But I felt like I couldn't handle anything. I was like dragging through the day. I was falling asleep in the middle of the afternoon. And I'm not somebody who takes naps. And granted, yes, I'm pregnant, so I'm more tired or more fatigued than usual right now. But I just was so surprised at how I couldn't hardly function for those 5 days. And so I was like, wow, this is really making a way bigger difference than I even remembered or even thought in my life. So this is way cheaper than buying a coffee at a whatever you call it, a coffee shop. This is like half to a third of the price of one of those fancy coffees. And yes, you can make your coffee at home. I know how that all works. So anyway, that has been super duper beneficial for me, and my husband drinks it pretty often too. So those are the 2 big things that I would do if I was you, that I personally do to conquer concert week without caffeine. And they're great replacements for caffeine because they're both things that you drink. So hopefully that's helpful for someone. If you have ideas that you do to eliminate caffeine in your or to get through concert week and conquer it well without caffeine, I would love to hear what you do in the comments, because I don't know very many people, frankly, who don't use sugar and caffeine to power themselves through, especially something like concert week, but really all of life. I know so many teachers, so many people who live off of sugar and caffeine, and that's really hard on our bodies after a while. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if you try one of these options and what you thought, because I would love to hear what you think. So have a great rest of your day. I will try and make it in here tomorrow. If it doesn't happen, know that it's concert week, and I'll see you again next week. All right. Bye for now.